guys. Oh my God, I'm late again to my very own podcast. I hope my guest doesn't get mad at me. Hello and welcome to Thoughts Hub with Athena Vas. I am here to break stereotypes and have every underdog tell their story and be the voice for everyone else who is too afraid to speak up and allow you to pursue your dreams despite what other people think about you. I have Gia in the tub with me. We're so excited for a really good deep dive today. It's going to be fun, exciting, and keep watching because we have a lot of crazy surprises for you. All right, Gia, so we're going to start off today with a game called Truth or Total Feta. Okay. Okay. So, do you think this is true about me or total feta, total lie?
Okay.
I've skipped washing my hair and just used dry shampoo.
That's ratchet. You don't do that. that is total feta.
But I have. Bro, like, I don't have time for nothing here in LA.
That's true.
Like, the time just slips away so much. Like, you go from one red carpet to another red carpet, and life is just so hard.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about LA. It's like red carpet from red carpet to red carpet.
I know, but people really don't see what goes on behind the scenes, so we're going to talk more about that later. I've watched a scary movie and regretted it afterwards.
Truth or total feta? Total feta.
You know what? I just stopped watching scary movies altogether because I only want positive energy in my life.
You don't even get to that point.
You're so right. I've taken screenshots of texts as proof in arguments.
Truth.
Oh, hell yeah, truth. What am I, stupid?
Yeah.
Saving that shit and then Google Drive that shit back and save it for later.
Exactly.
What am I, dumb? Malaka over here.
Exactly.
I know. That was fun. So we have Gia on the show today. And Gia, I want you to take a second to highlight your achievements and who you are in 1 minute or less.
Okay. So my name is Gia Salazar. I'm an actress, producer, and a TV show host. I have a show called Hollywood Engaged that I created, and it's like a e-news, but also it's like an e-news, but it also caters to the fans. You know, it has different segments. Like one of the segments is called Business Connect. But we'll make it fun. So like Credit Daddy, who's a social media personality who comes in and he talks about, you know, interesting things that you should know, but in a fun way, like how to fix your credit during a divorce, which is huge.
Can you pass it to
And then we have Legal Lookout with Leah because so many people are trying to scam. You don't understand. I was coming back from court, right? And I get a phone call, and then they say to me, "Oh, this is a Chase fraud department, and they're, did you make a wire and this Zelle?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't." He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stop it right now." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, please." They're like, "Let me put you on hold. We're gonna take care of this so they don't take your money." And then they tell me, okay, we spoke to the fraud department. Now you have to go into your outgoing wire and send a wire message to the fraud department. And so that I actually drove to Chase. And I said to them, I have a guy on the phone right now, and he says that he's with the fraud department, and I need to send a wire. He's like, no, that's a scam. So these scam artists are actually becoming more creative in how to scam people. So one of my segments is called Legal Lookout with Leah, and we report all the latest scams. So it's the red carpet, you know, it's got the interviews. It has a celebrity that comes in and talks about their journey to inspire other people to pursue their dreams. But we also educate and warn people.
You want some?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You got to throw it up. Go! I said, throw it up. You just like pitched it to me like a baseball. Too much working out. Too much lifting weights.
No cheese for you.
No feta for you. No. Can we get an assistant to come and cut the cheese?
Anyway, carry on.
Anyways, so it has, you know, different fun segments that are educational. So we educate, we inspire, and we warn our audience. So that's the show that I'm working on now. I was on a billboard for the Cage Gym, and I had a few segments in the newspaper and things like that. But I'm really proud of the show that I'm producing now, because it's not just glitz and glam. It also gives back to the audience, and that's what I feel it should be about.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, help yourself. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Mi casa, su casa. Oh shit! Oh damn! There's a ledge over here. Oh
You
my!
should just go in.
Oh damn! I would too.
Oh, I'm just gonna eat from here.
So I just really wanted to highlight that Gia is so much more than her beautiful looks. Because when I first met you, you were so sweet, and you were on the red carpet, and we don't really know behind the beauty, right?
Right.
You have such an amazing story that I really want you to share, because you came from a place where your parents didn't accept what you wanted to do.
Nobody did.
Nobody did. So, okay, no one wanted to accept what you did, but you were like, F this, like, I don't care. I'm still going to go after my dreams anyway. And that's what's so important to share with the world. I want to share that message. How old were you when you wanted to pursue your dreams? And, like, can you just touch upon that?
Yeah, absolutely. I got bit by the bug when I was in high school. I did my first play, and I came from a Christian school, so we had like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. We did things like that. Actually, quick funny story. When I was in school, I did my first dance, right? And it was filled with priests and nuns, my school. And I was dancing with this guy, my first dance ever. I'm all like nervous and everything. The nun comes, she goes, "Make room for the Holy Spirit," and moved us. And I was so embarrassed. I freaked. I was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "Don't go." I ran. I was so embarrassed. But that's the upbringing that I had. It was kind of strict, and then my dad being Japanese was kind of strict. So it was a lot to get to this point. I wasn't, dreamers was not allowed in my house. Forget anything of that. And
so I want you to go into how, like, you said that you want to go pursue your dreams in Hollywood. And what did your family say? What did you do?
Well, when I said that I wanted to pursue my dreams in Hollywood after I finished high school, they said, "Okay, well, you're on your own." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" My car was sold, my credit cards were gone, my phone was gone, everything was sold. Okay, you're grown, you can make your own decisions, you want to do your own thing, then go ahead, do you. And I'm like, what? So then I ended up joining the military.
Wow.
Yeah, I ended
What branch of the military?
Marines, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for serving.
No problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
They get you with the commercials.
How long did you do it for?
See, that's the part, because I was robbed from my time. I went in there and they just didn't like me. Wow. They didn't like me. They picked on me.
But I think that also stems from the exterior as well. People just they see how you look. They see you're beautiful, and they just automatically assume that you're not capable of performing a certain job.
But they also just hate on you. Like, example, I had clear nail polish on. "Oh, look at Salazar. She thinks she's better than everybody." And I'm like, "No, ma'am. No, ma'am." She's like, "Oh, pretty girl Salazar thinks she's eccentric." Pretty girl Salazar wants to stand out. Go police call. You know what police call means? Go pick up trash. And they would make me go and pick up trash.
So
in full camis.
I actually have a similar experience. So my mom was in law enforcement as well in NYPD, and she.
Wow.
So I grew up in the precinct. I grew up around cops. I grew up around them like my whole life.
Right.
And my mom, as a backup plan, she wanted me to become an officer. So I took all the exams, and I ended up actually getting accepted into every branch. So Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk County, which was very difficult, but I did. And I went in there. I was almost, I was entering the police academy, but beforehand they had to do a process. Of course I did.
You did?
My mom told me what to say. What am I, dumb?
One of my friends from Florida told me that when they said to him, "Okay, so you're in a room. There's hostages there, and then there's the suspect has a gun. What do you do?" He goes, "Shoot them in the head."
Stop it.
He's also, Italian mafia, so
I kind of like that, though. That's kind of hot.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have applied, but he failed the psychological test.
Oh,
That's
shit.
hard, girl.
Okay, well, here's a tip for anybody that's watching out there. The tip that my mom said. So when they ask you to draw a photo, so for example, if they're asking you to draw a house and you make a house without any windows or doors, you're psychologically messed up because you don't see a way out. So make sure that you put, right, but you also shouldn't put a cross on it either. So yeah, I passed the psych, I passed the agility test, I passed the physical, I passed all of it, and when I went in, I started the process. I had blue mascara on, and she came up to me just like you, and she was like, "Who do you think you are, walking around with this eccentric blue mascara?"
Yeah.
Same thing, and I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You can't be wearing something like that." So I'm like, all right, good, all right, damn. So like they were picking on me, and I was like, all right, this isn't for me. Like I'm tired of being picked on, you know.
Right.
But it also made me stronger.
Oh, of course.
You know. So I also wanted to highlight any other things that you wanted to talk about as far as being in the military. How did it affect you? And then how did you end up coming to LA? Because what a transition. You ended up wanting to come to Hollywood. You end up becoming a Marine.
Yeah.
And then now you're in Hollywood pursuing your dreams. Like, how did that happen?
So, so coming to Hollywood was a bit of a challenge because, like what I was telling you before, it was not allowed in my family. Very strict Japanese, can't do it. No dreamers. But it always, like the voice inside my head always told me, go to LA, go to LA, it was always in my head and my heart. It was go to LA, go to LA, go to LA, go to LA. But I had no money. I mean, I didn't have a good job. I wasn't capable of coming, you know?
Yeah.
So then, right. So then real estate kind of fell into my lap. I started working with Oliver Kwan with America's Film Conservancy. And he said to me, Gia, find me someone to sell my penthouses when we were in Brazil promoting his film.
Smart.
Right. So when Oliver said for us to, find the penthouse, and I called my friend and I asked him, how much money are you making off this deal? And he told me, I said, oh, wow, that's a lot of money. Maybe I should consider doing this when I come back to LA. And then that's what I did. I came back to, I'm not LA, Florida. I came back to Florida. I started pursuing that. I said, okay, great. This is a platform that I can use to be able to move here. And by accident, rebounding from an ex-boyfriend that I loved, I met someone and I got pregnant by accident. And
that was your miracle.
But
That was your blessing.
Oh, yeah, no. I love my son, my tequila baby, more than anything.
I think that everything happens exactly how it's meant to.
Yeah.
And your child was your blessing that you didn't know that you needed.
I needed him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And at the time, it may feel like something that shouldn't have happened and it's taboo and whatnot. But then you later realize that every downfall and every mistake was meant to happen exactly as it was so that you can learn specific lessons and just completely open up that new door that you never would have thought you needed. You know? Right. And I wanted to talk about, you had a near-death experience during that pregnancy. I want you to just say it exactly, like give the main key points so that everyone can follow. This is a long story, so give me the short version.
Okay, the short version. All right, so my pregnancy was good. I worked out throughout it, so I was only belly, and I popped out my son in 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
Like, literally, popped him out. But afterwards, you have to deliver the placenta. And I didn't know that. I wasn't told that. And the doctor couldn't get it out of me, so he rushed me to emergency surgery, and he immediately put me under. I was a complete vegetable. I couldn't move, but I could hear everything. And because when your placenta doesn't detach, you start to hemorrhage. And when you hemorrhage, you're losing massive amounts of blood. So as you're losing massive amounts of blood, you actually feel your soul detaching from your body. It was the most scariest feeling in the world to feel your soul leaving, because when you're about to die, you actually know you're going to die. And then just like the movie Scrooge, you know how he's got the Ghost of Christmas Past? Yeah. You actually see that when you're about to die. And I started seeing everything that I did that I shouldn't have done, and and then what I did do,
My God.
And then the worst feeling comes, and it's the feeling of regret, and you're like, oh my God, I'm about to die, and I haven't even lived. Wow. And I started begging God for my life, and then I started seeing my son without his mom. Wow. And then I really started begging God for my life, and I said, Lord, please, I don't want him.
Did you pray prior to this?
Oh, yeah, no, like I was telling you, I was born in a Christian school.
Okay.
I had Father Felix doing his thing. He was on campus. I actually even met Mother Teresa. I met her. Because we would have saints come.
She's still alive?
No. Oh, no. She passed away a while ago. But in my school, St. Teresa of Avila, every month, well, it was, like I said, it was filled with priests and nuns. But every month we had a special guest come in. Okay. And then they would preach the word of God and do the right thing and don't steal and don't lie and be honest. You know, so we had a special guest every month. And then one month, Mother Teresa came in. It was a little weird because, like, the security, but I still didn't think anything of it. I'm there, I'm sitting, I'm gossiping, talking to my girlfriends, you know, not even paying attention because it happens every month. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I feel someone's hugging me. And I'm like, whoa, who's hugging me? And at that moment, the Mother Teresa was like this, and she was giving the school a blessing. And I still didn't know who she was. And then when I moved to this country, I saw her on television, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's that woman that was at my school. And then that's when I realized Mother Teresa had came to our school and blessed us.
Do you think do you think that Mother Teresa is the reason why you're alive? Maybe she's the one who helped you?
Honestly, between her, God, and my spiritual dad. There's a man that helped me learn business. His name is Jerry Lunder, and every time he was like, "Oh, Gia, you want to be a producer? You want to have your own company? Okay, every time we go out, we're gonna call the manager over, and you're gonna pitch him a commercial." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he would do that. He would put me on the spot, and then he would be like, "Okay, well, you got to change this, add this," and he taught me that. But where I'm going with this is that his birthday is 12/28/18 or something like that. Anyway. But my son is 12/28. So they're both 12/28/28 or something like that.
You know what? I actually do want to touch upon that because I really believe, I'm a strong believer in signs and the universe calling you, whether it's God or not, whatever you believe in. I'm not going to push anything on anybody, but I do believe that there is something that guides us. And from the moment that I started listening to the signs, whether it's numbers, whether it's people and encounters, I get chills, and that has guided me since my mom's death because I was so lost without her that I have nobody like blood relative to my name. So it just, now I have friends that became my family, you know, like you and like everyone else that's here. But I always follow my heart and I always follow signs, and it never steers me wrong. And when every door closes, I really strongly believe that another one is out there waiting for me, and I always create my own opportunities. So we have to just keep going after it. And it looks like it's time for Solve It or Spill It.
Oh, you know what? I need another drink.
Who wants to pour her a drink? Oh, your drink's right there, which is perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
Let me get ready for your next.
So I'm going to tell you, as you're pouring that, I'm going to tell you the directions for Solve It or Spill It. So we're going to read and choose a card from the deck and attempt to solve the problem or puzzle presented. If you get it right, you win a piece of feta. So that's your prize.
Don't throw it at me this time.
No, I won't.
You go up.
And if you need help, you can use a lifeline. You can either use a calculator, phone a friend, or pass. But there's a catch. Okay. You must give a confession by drawing from the spill card pile. And if you get it wrong, you must give a confession and then receive a lesson from the feta master.
Oh. Let's do it.
Okay. So, the very first question. If you want to watch me on my new HULU show and don't have a subscription, which is the better deal? Monthly for $9.99 or yearly for $99.99?
For $9.99, right? For the month?
What do you mean?
I mean, listen,
there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer here.
But listen, I'm the type of person that, like, once I see something, I can't stop. I will binge watch.
Good job.
I do.
Good job. Okay, next one. Are you ready?
Yes. Vale, vamos.
Okay. All right. So, here's your problem. Should we show the camera? Okay. So, you're going to solve this problem.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this?
This is the game.
Okay. No, but what kind of math is this?
Okay, look here. All right. All right, so the question says, do you want to use a lifeline to solve this problem? You can either A, use a calculator, B, phone a friend, or C, pass.
Pass.
You don't even want to use a calculator?
No, I want to see what other ones. Pass, next. Okay. Okay, so here's the next one. All right.
What is the area of a rectangle? Like the length 8 centimeters and the width 5 centimeters. Do you want to use a lifeline? You can either
Pass. Next.
Okay, but hold on. You now.
Let's a charm. Let's a charm.
Okay, but you pass, so you use 2 lifelines, so you're gonna have to take a spill card.
Oh no. All right, let's see.
What's your spill card say? Look in the back.
Oh. What's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled?
Okay.
Go ahead, Athena, answer. No.
That's your spill card, not mine. Yeah, you better answer that.
Okay, what's the weirdest thing I've ever Googled? I don't know.
All right, another spill card here.
Next. Okay. Reveal the silliest mistake you've made publicly. Silliest mistake. Girl, I don't make mistakes. Next. What's up with these questions?
Maybe.
All right, listen.
My pom-pom fell.
That's not the mic, though, right?
No.
Thank God.
You know, the Greeks, they're called solias in the Evzones, in the Greek parade, in the Greek festival, and they guard the temple in Athens. If I'm saying all this correctly, who knows? I'm sure the trolls will comment that I'm wrong somehow.
Love to hate you.
I know, right? But yeah, so basically they put a pom-pom on their shoes, and that's how they guard the temple, and it's cute. All right, well, I don't know. Johnny can fix this later because I don't know. All right, so now at the last and very final, we're going to have the rapid fire inspo. What is one piece of advice that you'd give your younger self?
One piece of advice I give my younger self is just go for it. Just don't wait until you're about to die in order to follow and go through with your plans, because I didn't need to be on my deathbed to make the move to LA. Like, I could have done that, way earlier, but fear and family and boyfriends and all those things got in the way. So the what I would say to my younger self is just do the damn thing.
I love that so much. Just do it. Just do it, baby. So for now, the closing. Now let's just recap anything that you're working on that you want people to follow you on social media. What are your social handles? Where can people find you?
So follow me, Gia Salazar on Instagram and Facebook, and follow Hollywood Engage. It's going to be better than E-News. It's popping. It caters also to our fans, so you can't miss it.
I'm excited. All right, so let's raise our...
What?
Llamas to breaking stereotypes and F the naysayers. And if they don't like you, you can just tell them to eat my feta. So eat my feta.
I don't trust you anymore.
Eat my feta. I don't care. Ah! Now, Gia. Here's a plate.
Okay.
All right, cheers to breaking stereotypes, baby. Oppa!